Alright, let's kill a couple birds with one stone. Take your pick. There's the anti-tip device for the kitchen oven. And there's the kitchen power supply, 3 prongs, but we're missing our protective cover plate. The protective cover plate is not there. So kind of heads up on that, but that's not what we're here about. We are in the kitchen. This is called a fur down. It's called a fur down. The ceiling's a little lower in here, and that's so that we can install air ducts, and it's also so that we can install the indoor air handler. That's what we're here for. This is the thermostat. Okay, it's a manual thermostat. It's not programmable. Let's see. Menu. Mode, done, fan, mode, heat, auto. Every current energy requirements are that every single family residence has at least one, there's only one thermostat here, and this is it, has at least one programmable thermostat. And while I'm here, going over work, this is the air return. It's kind of close to the kitchen, but technically it's not in the kitchen. And the air filter is obviously dirty. That's dirty. 16 by 24, 12 by 24 by 1. And then we've got just inside here. Okay, we've got a little bit of unidentified organic substance down there. Alright, things have been growing. Not a lot. See all that dust in there? Okay, the fur down, the chase for the return air, and that's why we built them back in the 70s and the 80s. I hate apologizing for my work, but they're all built like this. None of them have the return air that's aligned return air, and this one doesn't either. This one doesn't either. This is an electric indoor air handler. It's electric heat, and it's First City, and I'll have to do some cross-referencing. I really don't have to do some cross-referencing because the numbers that I'm getting on this is that this unit's between 1 and 3 years old. We do not have an electric service disconnect. We do not have electric service disconnect. The safety pan, that's the evaporator. This opening right here is supposed to be the safety pan. And it doesn't go anywhere, so you don't have a safety pan. And it's supposed to be insulated. All you have is this board. We can see that our blower motor fins are dirty. So I'm thinking more like 3 years instead of 1. But it's still relatively new. Power's electric, no electric service disconnect. That's your secondary drain line. You don't have one for your evaporator core. You only have a primary. It's not insulated. It doesn't have a P-trap. I don't know how you would install a P-trap here. It's not the way they came back in the 70s, early 80s, whenever this home was built. It's just not the way it came. So that just tells us that the indoor air handler is located in the kitchen. You do not have electric disconnect. Blower motor's dirty. Pan is clean. Pan is clean. Do not have a P-trap for the drain line. Drain line's not insulated. Do not have a secondary drain line. And I may or may not be able to get this cover back up there. That's honestly one person to do that. This is kind of ridiculous. It is accessible, so I guess in the most primitive sense of the word, but it's not readily accessible, not with that layout. And I'm going to call that a deficiency too. If you have one technician come out here, if you hire a technician to come out here and service your unit, you might want to remind them that they need 2 people because of this cover.